Hi everyone! In today's video I wanted to talk a little bit about sharing your art on social media and how that can affect us in good ways, bad ways, and a few things to keep in mind before getting overwhelmed by that. In the meantime, you can watch the time-lapse of this oil painting, which is mainly watercolors with just a few touch-ups with a Posca pen and a few colored pencils in the end. First of all, I would like to point out the positive effects that social media can have in our lives and art. By nature, social media are a great way to connect with other people with the same interests as us from all over the world. This was not possible in the past, at least not in such an easy way that it is available to us today. Connecting with other artists, building a community, and sharing art from all over the world with each other is incredible by itself. Through this connection and within the artist community, it is also so much easier to learn new things and learn about art without going to a school for it. By watching more experienced artists create and see their process live, practically, it's easier to learn new techniques and improve our own art as well. It has never been easier to learn from home without traveling to the other side of the world or going to some school for artists. Social media have also made it so much easier for some of us to turn art into a job. Part-time, full-time, it doesn't really matter. There are no gatekeepers anymore. Galleries and mainstream media have always been the way to do this, but now it is not necessary to go through others in order to reach your audience and turn your art into a job. That's a unique era to do something like that, and it is incredible as well. Lastly, a small positive side effect of social media, if done in a healthy way, is maybe consistency. Sharing art with others and not keeping it within our home or just with our friends makes it a little bit more tempting to create more, to be more consistent and share more with others. It's not always the case. I will put it on the negatives as well, just because sometimes it becomes unhealthy, but if it is within boundaries and done in a healthy way, it can be a great way to stay consistent and create every day, even instead of going months without creating anything. Of course, as I said, this can be negative as well when it is not done in a healthy way. The pressure of constantly posting something new and amazing is immense through social media. We are made to believe that we need to post every day and all our artworks need to be perfect in order to be worthy of posting on social media, and that's a huge pressure for a creative person like us. It can often keep us from trying new things, from failing on purpose in order to learn, because if you fail, then you don't have anything to post, so you always need to be perfect and you only have to create good art if you want to be consistent. That pressure is definitely a huge negative effect that social media have had on us during the last few years. And together with that goes the pressure of being consistent on an unhealthy level. Yeah, it's nice to have consistency and to create often if that's what you enjoy, but sometimes it's also healthy to take a couple of weeks off. Without social media, that would have been perfectly fine, but now taking a couple of weeks off feels like an eternity to the online presence. It feels like you haven't posted in ages and that you have to post something, maybe visit an old artwork, and you can't rest your mind knowing that you don't post for a couple of weeks. It's normal for every working person to take a couple of weeks off every now and then to go on vacation, and sometimes for us it feels impossible to take that time off without stressing over your social media accounts and how they will die and people will unfollow and all of that pressure that we have put on ourselves because of social media. Another side of the same trap is the fact that we often tend to create for others and not for ourselves. I guess it's not for everyone, but I sometimes catch myself thinking whether people will like the artwork I created, instead of wondering whether I like it and what I would like to improve the next time. It's essential to create for ourselves and improve our own skills within our own limits, instead of thinking what others will think every single time. We can't please everyone, and with social media it has become an obsession to become more popular, more people to like our art, and that becomes a pressure to create for others and for people who might not have the same taste with us at the end of the day. It has become extremely difficult to separate our own taste and opinion from the opinion of others and the image we want to show to the world. It's essential to learn to separate those two, but it's not easy at all. I've also caught myself a few times to consider changing my process of the way I create art just to fit the posts on social media. You know, instead of working on the whole painting at the same time and it looks ugly at some point, it's better if I focus on the one eye, perfect that, and post it, and then move on to another area. That might just be the way you work, and that's completely fine. But for me at least, sometimes the thought that I need to have a post within a couple of days made me consider changing the process in order to fit this posting schedule. And when it is done for this reason, it's definitely not a good thing to do. In my opinion, the same concept applies to the trends on social media. Let's take, for example, Inktober, since it is October, and say that if you enjoy creating a new artwork every day and you are earning and learning from this experience, you're connecting with the community and you enjoy all of that, then that's amazing for you. But some of us do not think of it that way, and for me at least, it has crossed my mind to participate in Inktober just because it would be popular during October. You know, taking part in Inktober may improve my visibility. It may grow my Instagram account or my YouTube account. I've seen videos for Inktober on YouTube go almost viral just because the artist created an Inktober piece. So why shouldn't I do it as well? But then I remind myself that this is not what I want to do. And if I did it, it would just be for the popularity. And I don't know, maybe that sometimes can be a good thing, but each one of us has to decide where to set the boundaries maybe, and what is okay and what is not okay. I'm not here to give any advice. I mean, maybe what I am doing is the wrong thing to do, but it is definitely the thing that makes me feel better at the moment and takes the pressure off of me. So if you do feel the pressure and you do it just for others, then I would suggest just reconsidering it and thinking that there might be a choice not to participate and accept the fact that our social media might be a little bit slower at this era just because of that, and that's okay. The last couple of negative things I would like to mention are, of course, valuing ourselves and our arts according to the numbers, and together with that, comparing ourselves with others constantly, especially based on numbers and not on quality. It's a completely different thing to admire someone and want to improve and become more like them, and comparing ourselves to their numbers. He or she is taking 3,000 likes per post. I am just taking 5. I suck. I'm not good enough. I shouldn't be doing art. Maybe I'm not made for this. Maybe I should give up. Thoughts like that are definitely not healthy, and we need to remind ourselves as well that we are comparing our everyday lives and the behind the scenes of our lives with someone else's highlight reel. What we all share on social media is usually our best image. It's usually what we choose to share and not what actually happens every single day. With all of this in mind, both the negative and the positive, and obviously if you are struggling with this pressure and the social media thing, I would say that there are a few things that maybe we should all consider in order to have a healthier relationship with our social media accounts. First of all, just being aware of all of these can help. It can help remind us that it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to feel this way and to feel the pressure. But knowing about it helps facing it and improving on it. It can also remind us to put our own boundaries. Not everyone is the same. The fact that someone else may be posting every day doesn't mean that we have to do it as well. There are others who post every month, and that's okay too. Not all of us are the same. Not all lives are the same. We all live under different circumstances and situations and face different problems every day, and that's perfectly fine. Share your truth, share your own life, and go with your own pace, and it will be healthier and more rewarding in the end as well. Also remember that social media are meant to be a tool, especially for those of us who are trying to make it into a job. They are not here to dictate what we are supposed to do and pressure us. We are meant to use them for our benefit. They are not supposed to rule our lives. We are supposed to choose how to use them to fit our lives and to our best interest. I hope all of this was helpful. I definitely want to tell you that you are not alone in this, and we all feel the pressure and we all have our ups and downs, and that's perfectly fine. And I sure hope to remind to everyone to use social media for what they are, a way to connect with people, not with numbers, and a way to learn each other, to learn from each other, to see other people's artworks and lives and not compare ourselves with them. The likes you get are not numbers, they are not computers, at least not all the time. They are people who actually like your work and take time out of their day to press the like button or leave a comment. And even if it's just a couple of people, that's amazing. There are a couple of people in the world who like what you do and like you for what you do. And with that, I will close today's video topic. What is the biggest pressure you are feeling because of social media and how you are dealing with that? Let us know in the comments below. If you'd like to learn more about this painting, stick around. But if you're not interested in that, thank you for watching so far. So this painting was inspired from our own Dungeons & Dragons campaign at home, where my character, Jo, is a sorcerer and was trying to figure out what is happening with her magic, and through that attempt, she tried to contact Selûne, the goddess of night and moon, and she finally made contact back. Jo was sleeping and was having a dream, which turned out to be a vision and not a dream instead. This owl came to the window to a nearby tree and carried a message from Selûne that she is listening to Jo's prayers and she's there to help. The owl was actually a messenger, and thus the title of the artwork is The Messenger, and was carrying the message straight from Selûne, the goddess of moon, and through the moon. So you get the composition, you get the idea, and that's why I tried to combine all of that with just a little bit of magic and, the atmosphere of the painting. I hope you enjoyed this video, today's topic and the time lapse, and you liked the artwork. If you did, please leave a thumbs up before you go. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to my channel for more videos like this. I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, be safe, be happy, and keep going for your dreams. Bye!